Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Solo TV 84, and I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones. Today we got that stream for you guys, that motivation stream, and I got a special guest. You guys know who he is. He's been here before. Special guest, go ahead and introduce yourself, player.
I'm Iron Man. No, this is the Black Kryptonian back again to give you guys dose reality and some motivation to get us through the day.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, you wanted to talk about this motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been having some things going on, bro. What is it that you wanted to touch on, man?
I just want to touch on how to motivate yourself if you don't really have support systems, like true support systems. I'm not talking about like acquaintances. I'm talking about people in your life that actually sacrifice something. It could even be something, minor, but something just to be around your presence or just to have you as a person in their life. I know Black men, especially if we're about our purpose in general, we have a lack of friends and really, just people in general that are on the same mindset to support us. So it gets very depressing, lonely. Obviously we've had other streams before and even on other channels where people talk about the whole women aspect. It really affects all aspects of your life. And I feel like other races of people, even when they're in disagreements, they still have a support system that they can go to, and they all kind of come together as one system about the same goal to do whatever fuckery they're trying to do.
Okay. So you're saying that basically there's no support for Black men? Is that what you're saying? Am I following you?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. Now, you had mentioned that you did a live on your IG where you basically told people, yo, if you ain't rocking with me for real, get the F out of my Instagram, because you said there's a lot of people now that you've kind of build up your resume as an actor. You know what I'm saying? Because shout out to Maurice, he's an actor as well as a model. You've built up your resume. Now all of a sudden you said these thoughts are coming around and they're looking for like a push. Can you get into that? What you mean by that? For those who are not familiar with the industry.
Yeah, man. First thing I'm gonna say, yes, I do act. I am a fashion model, but I am super humble about that stuff. Like, honestly, if you know me in real life, I don't even really mention it because I want to see how people are gonna act before they kind of find out, oh shit, he does this, he does that, and then they kind of see the women that I'm around, and then everybody wants to be about a winner. And as my boy Clean Riches says, everybody wants to celebrate championships, but they don't want to like be there when it's like part of the grind and stuff. So again, I didn't really go to school or anything for this. I'm just kind of winging it, and through various people that I look at what their accomplishments are, and they're on the same purpose as me. I just kind of take notes, or I might pick their brains if they're willing to share information. So all of this is still kind of relatively new to me, but I've definitely come across an aspect. I'm still doing my thing. I don't even need to really necessarily use the modeling and acting thing, as far as picking up dates or that type of thing. It helps, obviously.
Right.
But I think part of that is just more, me being about my purpose, and that giving me the confidence that like, hey, you know what? I might be super humble, but at the same time, I am the shit, because I'm about my fucking purpose, and I'm not letting anybody hold me down. But one thing that I'm kind of like noticing is there's a lot of very shallow, hot thoughts that are all trying to get buddy with me just to try to get into my inner circles and try to see how things operate. But they're not really on that serious work, because us just being men, we're not really giving any fucking thing. We got to put in that fucking grind, you know. And these females they just think that, oh, I can just bat my eyes at him and be nice because, you know, he's not coming off like a total asshole. And that's not just me in general, but just me being professional. But they feel like, oh, well, if I can just get in with this guy, I can find out whatever information that he has, and then they can use that. And then now they have to do is just, you know, juggle their goodies in front of somebody and then kind of get what they need to get.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
And like I said, I kind of found that out just because I started getting inundated with, you know, a bunch of females that like, you know, they're like 9s and 10s, you know, and they're like, they're and stuff, you know. Right. And I've also noticed something else is when let's just say if I'm on social media and I see a female and they look like they're in my general area, and you know, it's you kind of know who's a legit model and then who's like just trying to be an IG thought, you know, just saying, hey, I'm an IG model, but you know, you know what I mean? It's like, shouldn't you be like on King Magazine or something? But I see a female and they're in my general area and I go in their DM and I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Your pictures are fire or whatever. We should shoot. Here's my website or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of pick them up right away. I can get the number. Mm-hmm. I can call, like not a problem. But the quality, man, like as a person, and I mean, I'm not naive to this, but it's like the prettier they are, man, the worse of a fucking person they are.
Right.
And that shit is just like, even when they're gonna come off as like, oh, I'm nice, blah 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 blah. When you start,
I mean, it sounds like they're opportunists. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's exactly what. So I'm not with that because it's just kind of like I find a lot of like these people, these types of people, they're just pocket watching me in general. They're not really supporting me. They're not really liking posts. They just have me just because they can get access, or maybe they'll see a post and then, you know, I like prime example. I found out because, like I say, I talk to these women, you know. Because not just about, you know, just trying to get some ass. I'm like, hey, you know, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Make it to the next step. And I found out some of my male acquaintances have gone into basically my circles and try to hit some of these chicks up on the DM. And these chicks be
hold up. So your homies that are on your gram are like trying to holler at chicks that you follow or that follow you?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. And here's the thing. I'll have some of these chicks, like they'll be over at the crib with me and we'll just be talking, chopping it up and kind of showing them what's going on. Cause they see, you know, at first it's, you know, you get they got their guards up, like all these chicks with A, their egos are probably inflated. And B, they're just kind of like, well, this dude's trying to get me back in his crib or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when they see my setup, they see I'm like legit. They're like, oh shit, this dude's really about his fucking business, right? So they get excited because then it's like, oh, you know, this guy could probably show me something that like I didn't necessarily know before or whatever. So we just be chopping it up, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, you know, your boy so and so, he sent me a text, or he was being creepy. He sent me this weird text, blah blah blah.
Damn.
And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, he hit me up this day, blah, blah, blah. Look, he showed me this. And yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. We got special guest Maurice in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Also, shout out to Minister Jap. You know, I'll be on his podcast tonight. And yes, I will be showing my face after a couple shots of Hennessy. That's probably going to be messy, but it's going to be fun. So shout out to Jap, man. You know what I'm saying? I see you on the gram doing your thing, man. Shout out to Jap, man. I got a lot of respect for that brother, man.
Yeah, me too. I like Mr. Jap, man, because he lays down like how it is.
Yeah, Jap don't give a fuck, but I wish I could do what Jap do. But if I did it, you know, man.
Hey, and props on Jap on the awesome recovery too, by the way, man. Like, because I know like a couple months back, you know, he was in a bad way. So, hey, man, props on getting back on your feet and getting your platform back up and everything else.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody watching. You know what I mean? Hit the like button if you have questions. You know, hit the super chat as well. We are snowed in right now. It's not a joke, man. Well, I'm snowed in because you guys know I'm up north here, so it's crazy. The weather's crazy. So one of the things, obviously, Maurice, as you know, because you've been in the industry a little bit longer than me, I'm kind of new to the fashion industry, right? And so Maurice is more the talent up front. I'm more the talent back end, and the back end, meaning, I'm the photographer, videographer, and such. But, and it's funny because, like I said, there's a lot of politics that goes on and whatnot, where I know there's politics, but somebody, it's really crazy because at the end of the day, as a black man, it's kind of like they try to, like, it's even harder for us because they try to blackball us.
Yep.
Like, even up here where I live, they try to blackball brothers, man. Like, it's crazy. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you flat out, it's the sexual access, bro. That's what it is.
What do you mean
Flat
by
out.
that? What do you mean by that? For those who don't know, what do you mean by sexual access?
Usually we're not privy to those type of circles, right? To those white environments, those white spaces. And it's not just white, but I'm just using that as, one extreme to the other extreme. Prime example, like I went to a high-end hotel in Clearwater. High-end area, everybody's like upper middle class or like basically wealthy. And I just remember it was me and a friend of mine. He was actually Puerto Rican. And we were like probably the only minorities in this hotel. Like I'm talking about, they had the rooftop pool, everything was flat, whatever. And all the females, man. Like, if you want to talk about the Becky's being everywhere, now keep in mind they're just working there. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but some of these girls that was working there, even they were all dolled up with makeup and shit. But you're talking about sevens and eights,
Right.
And my boy kept telling me, like they're just straight staring at you, blah 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 blah. We went out on the pool deck, where there were people eating and stuff. You just saw the heads, like. I'm just looking around like, dude, like there's not too many, like, I don't think black people in general, because you're validating yourself just by being there. You know what I mean? Just because of the rates of the night of the hotel. So they know you're something about something. And I remember I had a conversation with my friend because he asked me, he was like, dude, why do you always dress up every time we go out? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of had to explain to him that, that's just, I carry myself a certain way because it's kind of like, sometimes you don't get that same respect if you're just like right now, if I'm just like in my Iron Man shirt, I mean, it's a little bit, because, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But if I'm just in like jeans and a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? And if they ain't looking at my physique, they're just kind of like, you know what I mean? They don't think I'm nothing about nothing. And it's just not, it's not that I'm worried about what they're thinking, but it's always like, I always want to put my best foot forward. So I want to present myself a certain way when I'm out in public, like I could be, with some slacks and maybe just a nice collar shirt or whatever. And they could still think I'm about shit, but at least I know that I'm presenting my best foot forward when I'm out in public and who I interact with and the perception I want to put upon people. I ain't taking people's shit regardless, but it's just kind of like, hey, you know what I mean? It's just like, not only am I your peer, but I'm fucking better than you. Like, let's get anything like twisted.
Okay, you bring up an excellent point of being better than you, but you might think that, but they don't think that. Actually, they think they're better than you. So that's why they're able to box you out. So are you really better than them or not? If they're able to box you out and basically blackball you or cock block you, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like I said, man, it's just that all kind of goes back to what I was saying about like hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. My phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I can still hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. My phone was saying it was getting hot. I think probably because of the setting.
Bro, you still there? That McDonald's Wi-Fi strikes again. Yo, Maurice, you there, bro? Hey, anybody in the chat? Can y'all hear me? Oh boy. Like a chug. You know what I'm saying? He got that Obama phone. That's why I overheated. I'm messing with you. All right. The phone went out. Give him a second. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones, man. Yeah, I mean, we got Maurice on the line. We just talking that motivation, things like that. Everybody in the chat, let's do some shout outs, man. Where are you from, man? Where y'all from? Rep your city, man. In the chat, let me know where you guys are where y'all from. If you're a new subscriber, hit 1. If you've been subscribed for 6 months to a year, hit 2. If you've been subscribed for 2 years plus, hit 3. Now I'm saying I need to know. Let's go. If you're a new subscriber, hit 1. 6 months to a year, hit 2. And 2+ years, hit 3, man. Let's go. Portugal in the building. Okay. I'm into Bosnia Herzegovina. I probably butchered it. Yo, I'm international now. That's what's up. Cleveland in the building. Jersey, what up? Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Jersey people are the most arrogant people I ever met, man. And I used to live in the East Coast. Hella arrogant. Texas in the building. Akron, Ohio, I assume. Shout out to you. Montreal in the building. Toronto in the building. I was thinking about going to Toronto, man, because I was talking to a couple baddies in Toronto. It's not a joke, though, man. If you go to Toronto, you got to have your A game. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's watching, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we snowed in right now, so I decided to drop a little motivational stream with my boy because, you know, being a black man in the industry, right, trying to get into the entertainment industry, you know, fashion, acting, there's a lot of politics that goes on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So, Johannesburg. Wow. I got people in Johannesburg? What's up? Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm not going to. I wouldn't go to Canada now. Although it would be cheap as hell there. I'm saying it would be cheap as hell. Seattle, okay. Chris Jones. Is that Chris Jones from Pump Chasers, or is this just Chris Jones? Some guy by the name of Chris Jones. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys coming on, man. Like I said, I wasn't even supposed to go live today, but this has been some interesting weather. And, you know, Maurice, that's my boy. He decided to jump on. Memphis in the building. Idaho Judah says, entertainment industry full of scums. Yeah, bro. This is it's a lot of politics in that industry, man. You know. Like, when I say I'm in the industry, I'm not saying I'm an actor. Like I said, I'm just trying to get into the fashion industry. Anybody who follows me knows that. And there's politics. There's a lot of conceited people, man. Like, a lot of egos, man. Arrogance, man. You know, it is what it is, man. I think the biggest thing anybody can do, man, or woman, whatever industry you get at, is you always got to be able to check your ego, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can do that, you'll be straight. Because even with YouTube, sometimes I'll be like, yo, I listen to a video of mine and I'll be like, I can't believe I said that. You know, I can't believe I said that. You know. Fitness Cheat Code says, Solo thoughts on Amy Young going to Tinder for a future partner. I think I made a video on Amy Young a couple years ago. She's the one thought that met some guy and the guy was an asshole or something. I think I made a video about her. I did it on Patreon. Like, yeah. She's like a dating guru for women, right? Yeah. I did that already. That's like, that video's a couple years old. Like, oh, for you new subscribers, man, y'all got to go through my catalog because it's extensive. It's hella extensive.
Yo, Solo, I'm back.
What's up?
Oh my gosh. You see, the man is trying to keep me down.
Oh,
My
man.
phone's not even hot. Somebody said it in the chat. They were like, oh yeah, overheat. That's exactly what it was. I saw it and then I threw it on the charger and it kicked me out. I think it's the man. That's what I think it is.
That Obama phone.
Run. Yeah. They're just trying to mess with the firmware of the phone. So I have to get a brand new phone, even though it's still a smartphone and it's like mint condition, and I just refuse to do it. But,
I don't know what we were talking
man.
about before we got disconnected. I know we were talking about the fact that you mentioned I'm better than you, but at the end of the day, are you really better than them if they're able to blackball you and restrict your success? You feel me?
The thing I feel about that is yeah, like you said, they might think that they're better and this and that, right? But at the end of the day, we know what's up. And I feel like if there's a reason why the majority of like us black men that are really trying to like be about our purpose and be about something is being oppressed like this. And I feel like just the more stuff that they do, and with society, with other races of people, just people in general, like we all like should be pretty much obtaining our highest level of like that we can obtain just by damn like living life or whatever and just being successful. Like I said, I firmly believe if we didn't have on us, we would be running things. I think we would dominate. Just like the example I gave with my friend in the hotel, they weren't checking for those dudes that that they were definitely biters. They were checking for me,
Right.
and it's just like I said. I think at the end of the day, regardless even of the money issue, I think it's the sexual access issue. I think other people really have an issue because we've actually talked about it on the channel and other channels as well, that when it comes to the standard of masculinity and just being like a man's man, it's the black male. We can go to any other group, any other like race of women and pull chicks. It doesn't matter. And other races of people, both men and women, they can't really say that. People aren't fucking with them like that. Everybody's always willing to kind of get on with us. And it's not the same for black women, regardless of what they try to perpetrate. They can't move around and have that sexual access like the men. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm just saying that like it's not the same. It really isn't. And they know that shit too. That's because if they didn't, we wouldn't have these man hating ass videos on YouTube. Not to set it off, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I think I want to touch on real quick, man, because this is what I've been noticing, being on YouTube, having done my thing, as well as just in general, right? I noticed a lot, especially in the sector that I'm at. There's a lot of low-key, bitch assness, for lack of a better word, that goes on. And the reality is that when I was not popping like I am now, nobody cared about my views or nothing like that. Nobody really cared. And it wasn't until recently, with certain things, when I started to gain more of a following, then all of a sudden it just came out. And it's really interesting because I remember there's been a couple brothers, and I haven't talked about it, but there was one particular brother, and I think everybody who's been with me for over a year knows that, I put on my platform, I showed him love, and then this dude was talking crazy behind the scenes, talking about, yo, I gotta let me ether your subscribers, and just being totally disrespectful, not just to me, but to y'all, to you guys as the viewers. See, anytime I get a text message, right? And I remember this very well because this was last year when that Avengers Infinity War came out because I went to watch it.
Yeah.
And this dude, I guess this was when I made a video about talking about sex dolls or sex robots or something like that. And this dude didn't like it. And now here's the thing, okay? Because a lot of people, if you weren't around or you don't know the details, this may not make any sense. But when it came to like the sector, the manosphere, the black manosphere, whatever you want to call it, nobody was checking for dude. This is facts. Nobody was. I seen a video he made, and I said, yo, this brother got potential. Let me interview him. And next thing I know, you feel that because we cool, that my audience now, you entitled to my audience. Listen,
I think
Solar TV, hold on, let me finish. Solar TV 84, man, I built this platform from the ground up.
Right.
When I came in the game, I didn't get no shout outs from no big YouTubers. Nobody shouted me out. It wasn't no Google Hangouts when I first started. Nobody was saying, you know what I'm saying? So I had to build it up. And the reality is, and I want to read this real quick because I posted this on the gram, and this is very, very true. This is Floyd Mayweather said this, and shout out to Ian Bellina for posting this. But Floyd Mayweather basically said, someone else's success should always motivate you. Envy, jealousy, and hatred are wasted emotions. Winners don't have time to hate, too busy winning. And one thing I've noticed is that when I try to put on a smaller channel or different things, and this has happened many times, more than once, it's kind of like people then feel entitled that, oh, I should be helping them all the time or doing this all the time. And the reality is, I don't owe motherfuckers shit. And I don't understand, like, for me, I don't know, maybe because I'm built different. When I see somebody shining, I don't get mad, like, or jealous because, like, I look at something like that. Like when Maurice, I interviewed Maurice, like, I've interviewed Maurice many times, but last year when he was on the bed with all those model chicks, I was like, yo, that is something to aspire to. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we as men, when you see another dude doing this thing, instead of hating and being envious of a man and jealous, ask that brother, how did you do this? And then figure a way to do it yourself or whatever it is that you're doing, you know, you make it work for you. But when you see somebody else doing their thing and then you get jealous, that's a female tendency. That's a female trait. And that's why a lot of y'all, not y'all, but I'm just speaking in general, a lot of people who are not successful, they don't understand that you got to utilize that motivation for your destination. And what I mean by that is, for you to get to that goal, you really got to focus and hone in. And I don't think a lot of dudes is built like that.
I just think a lot of people are just lazy in general. I think that they don't want to put in the work. That's the problem.
Wait, Maurice, please say that again. A lot of people are what?
That they're lazy in general and they don't want to put in the work. That's what it is. But that's kind of what I was touching on at the beginning of like the show. And that's kind of what I'm starting to notice now. Like they want the information, you know, they want to be like, hey, how did you do this? And they want you to break it down, you know, Barney style, so that they're able just to jump right in. But they don't want to be there when you were like all into like, you know, hey, I was on the grind and, you know, I'm juggling these multiple things and I'm probably working full time, multiple jobs trying to get this shit done. They don't want to be there for all that. They just want the end result. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm not above giving people information, you know what I mean? Especially if I see other brothers out there and they're like, they come to me and they're like, yo, you know, like, I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get into this. I'm like, yo, you know, I'll throw a bone here and there. I'll be like, hey, go talk to this guy. Go talk to that guy. But the problem is what I've started to find is even when I do that, that kind of like some of these cats, man, they ain't really serious about basically trying to come up. They say they want to, you know what I'm saying? And it all sounds good when it comes to lip service, but when it comes to the work, they ain't willing to put in that work, man. Like they want something to happen like overnight.
Or they want somebody to give them a handout.
Exactly. I've gotten that too. So, like I said, it's tough, man, because like I said, when it comes to other races of people, what I notice, man, it's like they'll all come together to like basically for one common purpose. You know what I mean? It's like the job market. You know, why do you think that like uh tons of us educated black males are getting pushed out the job market? Because each race of people that's there, that's not black men, are like basically hiring just your own. And when it comes to us, there ain't nothing ever there. Even our women, for the most part that I've seen, there are some, you know what I mean, that are like, you know, HR reps or whatever. But I've had situations where it's kind of like they're working against me too. Like I'm like, yo, like if anybody you should be trying to push this through to get this position should be me, you would think, just off that principle alone. Not to say that hey, there ain't some people, there ain't, you know, people in our culture and you know, same race as us that be about some bullshit. But if you have like a candidate, you know, and it's just like, dude, same color as me, you know, I'm sure that female, whatever, she could have had to go through some bullshit too to get that position, right? She didn't necessarily have to bed winch up there because, you know, you have to look at it from the opposite side as well. But just off of that alone and knowing that, yo, you've had to experiencing some struggles and prejudices and discrimination and everything else, you should be doing what you can do to kind of like make this damn an easy transition for like your brother or sister, and they're just not doing it. And it really, like, it's really an unfortunate situation because I feel like it's like that question, and it's funny because we had Jap on here because I know he always said he always mentioned this on his show from time to time about how like the quote unquote educated lames need to come back and help the community and stuff. Like there's always that debate, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like when you're trying to help people out and stuff, and then for whatever reason, they're not taking that initiative amongst themselves to be disciplined enough to like, you know what I'm saying? Like basically learn how to fish themselves. It's like, what the hell are we supposed to do then? You know what I mean? They act like, I don't know, we're all supposed to come in like fucking MLK and lead everybody to the promised land and shit on some passive stuff. But now the problem is all of us, we're kind of onto the game now. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, like I was about my purpose back then when people didn't think I was like shit. And then people are still trying to like, you know, discredit me and treat me like shit. And then I'm helping people out and then they're not taking the initiative. I kind of see why everybody's like just doing their own thing into themselves. Because if you sit there and you try to worry about everybody else, it's going to fuck up what you got going on.
It's dope. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome to Solo TV 84. I'm your host, Solomon Jones. We got Maurice in the building, you know what I'm saying, talking about how to stay motivated when things aren't going your way. Now, Maurice, you've always had things coming at you, bro. You know, and I'm not trying to put your business out there, but how do you stay motivated when it seems like life is beating, like it's trying to beat your ass, or life is against you? You know what I mean?
I'm fucking stubborn, bro. I just refuse. I say no. That's how I do. No, real talk. Real talk, man. Like, I fucking say no. Like, when it comes, especially now in 2019, man, like, so many people, because when you think about it, and you just think about like your everyday life, you think about like if you go to a 9 to 5, whatever, just think about how many people in your life are just trying to push you in different directions for what's beneficial to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, let's just use a simple example. So like your job wants you to be there, you know, they basically want you to be there 7 days a week on call and not basically fucking have any time off for yourself to do anything outside of just that job and you know, supporting that business. That's what fucking 9 to 5 is. If you're working for somebody else, they don't say that. They're like, oh yeah, you know, we give you this benefit, but no, they want you there all the fucking time. And you figure that out, especially as black men really quick when you ask for anything. So it's kind of like when you kind of realize that, like, dude, everybody's pulling me in all these different directions, and you start concentrating just on yourself. When you start making goals and accomplishing those goals, no matter how minor they are, you kind of realize what is more important than the money. It's the time. And that's why I try to mention to folks, it's kind of like you have to get a grasp on your time. Like, you need to be in control of your time. Like, and that's actually more important than the money. Because with that time, you know, you can sit there and research and put in the work and whatever and make money. But
Right.
if everybody constantly is like taking advantage of you and pulling you in this direction and saying, you have to be here at this time, you have to do this for me at that time, you never have time for just like yourself to do anything.
Right.
Like, you're just stuck. You're stuck in neutral, and you can't really go anywhere. You can't break out of that. Like, you can't do anything except for what they want you to do. Who gives a fuck about, you know, your feelings or your situation, or, you know what I mean? If you can even see your family, or if you can even see your kids, or anything, they just want you to do what they want you to do. And like that. And I'm like, dude, that's nowhere to live.
You know, one thing that I realize is that, you know, when you are on your purpose, on the road to success, as I say, man, sometimes you got to cut people off, man. You know what I mean? Like, I've cut so many people off. It's weird because, like I was telling you behind the scenes, Maurice, when I first started doing YouTube, I told some people about it. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you know, my best friend, of course, that's my rider. He's going to support me regardless. But I didn't really tell everybody. I just told some people, you know, whatever. And then what happened was eventually kind of like, you know, some of my videos got some views, and some of my so-called friends heard about it. And I remember I was telling one dude that, you know, he used to stay with me when he was assed out and broke, and he got played by a thought, but that's a different story. I think I made a video about that before a long time ago. You know, when I told him I was doing YouTube, he started laughing at me. I'm like, word? You know what I'm saying? And now even people that I haven't talked to in years, now they're coming up to me telling me, yo, I should be doing videos like this and like that. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. You didn't even know I was doing this until you see me in the game plan. See, I always find it hilarious when people are trying to tell you what to do, but you already been doing you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like when people come up to in my channel and say, I should be doing videos like this or that. It's like, yo, do your own videos then. If you don't like the content I'm putting up, make your own content. It's really easy. YouTube is free to sign up.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want to do that, man, because they don't want to put in the work. They just want to be able to jump on the bandwagon when something's already going, and then try to basically be the conductor of the damn train.
That's facts.
And the thing is that their way that they quote unquote think, not even given the fact that, hey, they weren't there during their hustle or the struggle and everything else, but their way of doing things probably 99% of the time will not work for you. They're just gonna derail everything, fuck everything up, and then, you know, they're just gonna basically, because they weren't really serious about it anyway, go about their business, but your shit's like ruined. And that's when we come back to, I think, like I said, that crab in a barrel mentality. I honestly think the majority of cats that you get around or whatever, like, they don't really want to be at that level. They don't, because I don't know if they're just comfortable. That's what I think it is. I think that we've just been conditioned enough that, like I said, as long as you can get like a little bit of ass for some thought and play a little bit of Madden and be able to have a you know what I mean? But if you're thinking about, yo, like, why the hell was I even put on this planet? You know what I mean? And I'm sure in the hell, sure that my purpose wasn't to sit here working for somebody else until I can't do it anymore, and then don't even have anything to show for it when I'm done. Like, I don't think people are thinking so far, man. They're literally just going through day to day, not about their damn purpose, just living in apathy. And you know, as long as football is on TV, you know, it's just kind of like they're good.
Right. Right. Yeah. You know, it's interesting because people will, you know, they you know, when people start seeing you do something different, then people don't like to see that because they want to feel like they're doing better than you. You know, everybody wants you to do well as long as you're not doing better than them. You know, I always say that because it's true. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to see you do better than them because they, you know, that's one of the reasons why, Maurice, I say you got to keep that ego in check because you might look at somebody and say, oh, I'm better than that person. But are you though? And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because if you are doing better, then you know you should just worry about yourself. So what I'm saying is this: like, I never compare myself to the next man because I got my own goals that I want to achieve. I got them written down. I don't share it with nobody though, because those are my goals. You know what I'm saying? And I think that at the end of the day, everybody, you got a lot of people out here that they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to go through the grind. I get that. It's hard. It's very, very hard. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if it was easy, as I always say, everybody would do it. And it's not. It's not. And it's that's why, like, we could make a video right now, me and Maurice, bashing women, talking about women are trash, this and that. You know what I'm saying? And then we probably would have a lot more people watching. Facts. But the fact of the matter is we're talking about putting in the work, going into the field, rolling up your sleeve. Maurice, when I met Maurice 3 years ago, when I first talked to him, he wasn't doing half of the things or even a tenth of what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even in that industry. And now he's like one of the dudes that people go to talk to because of his clout in that industry.
Yo, and I mean, you mentioned, you know, how do you stay motivated, you know, when things aren't going your way? That's another thing, man. Keep your shit to yourself, man. I just literally got finished going off on like a family member of mine, and I shouldn't even let it even go on for so long, man. You just need to come to the realization that about 90, I would say 95, probably more closer to 97. Let's just say 95% of people that you talk to, they're not going to be able to wrap their heads around what you're trying to do or even see the end goal or even understand it. Yeah, I know that, you know, us, especially if you have like genuine intentions that you're trying to bring people with you, you're trying to bring people up, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to make it so you can help other people and stuff. But you can't let friends, you can't let family, even close family, you can't let them be like this negative bane into like your life that is just gonna affect you in an adverse way and bring you down. Like, the more that you are about your purpose and the more you start succeeding with goals, and like, because it's not just talk, it's like let's just use myself for example. It's like, bro, I've practiced this and it's worked and I've made money outside of the 9 to 5. Like, and for half a year last year, I was just doing this full time and I got zero of that shit from 9 to 5. So when we talk with somebody and they're just kind of like, well, you should do this and that, and you know what, if you're not happy, you should get another job, you should do this job, that. I'm not trying to hear any of that shit anymore at all. Because I feel like they're just trying to sell me a bill of goods and they're looking me straight in the face. And they, you know what, they honestly, some people I know are just being dishonest and they're just like, you know, they're basically talking out their ass. But I think other people, they just like, they truly believe that's the only way. And it's just like I said, I got into a whole like a conversation, an argument about this. It's like, dude, it's fucking
family member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 2019. There are brand new ways of fucking making money now that don't require people to work. And then, you know, here we go. The crabs are, well, 99% of people that are doing just working jobs and stuff. Well, I'm like, well, okay. So 99% of people are working jobs, but yet there's 1% of people that's not. I'm trying to be that 1% of people that's not. Well, it's just the rich people. And I'm like trying to explain to them, like, like, you don't need to like fucking have like work for somebody else in order to get your income coming in. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But what I'm trying to say is Like, unless you're cool with that, that shouldn't be your fucking end goal. You should always be like thinking of these like 9 to 5 jobs as something temporary. So you need to work for yourself and be in charge of your own time.
Wait,
But
can you say that again, please?
I said you need to work for yourself and be in charge of your own time. Like, if you know what, like today I'm not working, right? I'm on Solo's live stream, and now I'm actually taking the time because I redid my business website yesterday. I took the time to do that, and now I'm about to make a new Facebook page for it. And you know, if I'm working for somebody else, I don't have like that time to do that. You know, here I am working, you know, between an 8 to 12 hour damn day. I have to get my workout in, you know, because I don't want everyone else or any outside influences trying to take away that from me, because you know that's I'm healthy. B, it's like that's just how I like to look. I feel good about myself. I want to keep that up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like if you listen to everybody else, it's like everything that you want to do and how you want to operate, it's always put on the back burner. And it's not even acknowledged. And especially with Black men, they act like we're just supposed to do what everybody else says to fucking do. And we don't have no thought process or opinions for ourselves. We just need to fucking assimilate and do what everybody wants us to do. In regards to 9 to 5, in regards to the women we should be trying to date. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not trying to hear any of it anymore. Because my whole gripe is, I think when it comes to us, I don't think we really have real friends for the most part. And I don't think when it comes to the other races of people, for the most part, and I'm not saying everybody, because I mean, I'm not trying to go through a giant history lesson, but I just think, I'm talking about modern day, how we're living fucking now, a lot of the other races don't know how it is to be without.
Okay.
And that's a major issue, because it's kind of like it affects the empathy when it comes to us. Even if we get into like a financial hardship and we're trying to flip stuff and do stuff, ain't nobody trying to support us because they already have everything they need to have. They don't know what it's like not to have anything and have to work your ass off.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, you're talking about tribalism as well. So, I mean,
right,
of course,
on top of it.
Right. I mean, you know, people are going to look out for their own first and foremost. That's just the nature of the beast, you know, if you want to call it that. Shout out to everybody, by the way, who is just joining us. This is Solo TV 84. I'm your gracious host, Sullivan Jones, here with Maurice, talking about motivation. I think something I'd like to add is when things are not going your way, one thing that I've done personally that's helped me is your mindset is very, very important. Because when you start getting to negativity, you know what I'm saying? Your paycheck is late, rent is due, your girlfriend acting up. What happens is your mindset, even though when you're going through negative situations, if you have a positive mindset, it's gonna help you. We've all been there. I know I've been there. Where you're looking up at the sky to God and you're like, why me, God? Why me? You know what I'm saying? And you just kind of like beating yourself up with negative self-talk. And that's the worst thing you can do. Yep. That's the worst thing you can do, bro. You know what I mean? You always got to be positive, man. Even, I know it sounds corny and cliche, but at the end of the day, it's those tough times that build character. It is.
Yeah, but see, and here's the thing about that. Like, I feel some type of way about that because, you know, I used to kind of think that, these tough times build character. In a way, it kind of does if you learn your life lesson, you know what I mean? And you just know what mistakes not to make again to kind of get back in that situation. But I've kind of come to the mindset now. I don't believe that anymore. I think that's just coming from people that are fucking broke, to be honest. And they're not doing anything to better their situation. You're absolutely right about the whole negativity deal. That's like I said, just we get so much grief and stress over the most minute things and people trying to pull us in different directions. And I actually have a few women that they're very positive, and I make it a point, you know what I mean, to converse with those women when I'm like under a negative like mindset, because they kind of snap me back out, you know what I mean, like, oh, you know, because they ain't trying to, and most females, like I said, they ain't trying to hear that shit anyway. You know, you shouldn't be going and crying and confiding in any female if you ask me, you know. Um, you know, I mean, we could go into the whole fucking alpha fucking male, but I don't even feel like going into that bullshit because, you know, I feel like it's overused and it's a whole nother topic. But
yeah, let's stick to the topic.
right. But I feel like I said, when it comes to as far as support, like we don't have that. We don't really have those support groups. Even with the YouTube, this is still, you know, yeah, it's been like maybe a couple of years, but this is still a relatively new thing for us to be able to even get in these spaces and talk amongst people that have the same mindset and go through the same things. It's just something that's in society, and especially when it comes to Black men, it's just, you know, everybody has a fucking opinion about what's going on with us, but when it comes time to like, hey, we need some solutions here, like let's address the issue, everybody sticks their head head in the sand. And you know, and like I said, my boy King Richie talks about it all the time. For most part, you see us, and especially if you're about your purpose, by ourselves.
Right, but that's the point that I'm trying to tell you, bro. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna look out for you, and I realized that early on, and that's why I've been able to achieve what I've been able to achieve, because I know nobody's gonna come to my rescue. That's just what it is, and that's just, as a man, you got to realize that that's just what's gonna happen. You know, we don't have the backup that some other people have, other races have, and you know what? As a Black man, as soon as you start to understand that, and then start to surround yourself with people who are like-minded like you, it's going to make it a lot easier for you. You know, that's one of the reasons why when I got into the fashion industry in my city, I reached out to like-minded brothers like myself. And luckily for me, especially one brother, he embraced me. He said, yo, no problem. I'll show you the ropes, the game, and whatnot. And I appreciate that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's somebody in the chat that said something. I do want to address that. You got a long-ass screen name, bruh. His name, golly, man. His name is Trini Trove. I'm not going to keep going. He said something about Solo as a very strong platform that he can turn into something big if he wants to. I think the problem is lack of belief in the self. Nah, bro, I'm going to keep it real. It's not lack of belief in self. Anybody who's followed my progress, especially in the last 3 years, and then you've seen kind of some of the content that has evolved, the main issue has been particularly equipment, different equipment and resources, because I already, listen guys, I already know what I'm gonna do for the year. Like this content that I want to put up, I can't put it up for 3 reasons. Number one, because it takes resources. Now when I talk about resources, I'm not just talking money, but I'm talking time. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't realize it, but I'm not a full-time YouTuber. This is not my main thing. Like, this is like a side hustle I do, but the way that I grind on it, that it makes it look like I'm full-time. So it's kind of like interesting, right? Darkman X, like Darkman X will hit me up all the time, or people hit me up all the time, and I'm always doing something. You know, if I'm not working, I'm doing a fashion shoot, or I'm doing different things. You know what I'm saying? So the resource aspect is like that. And like I said, I mean, I said this before, 2019, the first 6-7 months, I'm letting you guys live. Real talk. Because once it's summertime and then I can really start cooking, woo, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, man. Like I said, the biggest thing is, you know what I mean, is like just having to motivate yourself. Like I said, for me, it's fitness. Probably a cross between fitness and martial arts, just because, you know, martial arts is very similar to just like, I put that in the category as learning new things so my mind can like work in a different way, other than the trivial garbage in, garbage out you get, you know, like I say, when you go to a 9 to 5 or whatever, like you get into like a zombie state where it's just kind of like like I said, you're doing this because you have to, not because you want to, basically. And I think between that, like you said, staying motivated, not sharing your like goals and stuff with other people, not your close personal like ambitions and stuff. You need to keep that shit to yourself. Don't even try to explain it to people. Obviously, anything outside of a 9 to 5 where you can make passive income. Like I said, I just finished an art commission yesterday. $75, but it was like $75 for like, I don't know, like maybe like 4 hours of work. And then something that I wanted to do. So it was like, oh, I got a free $75, I can throw into something else right now. And obviously, the paid gigs with the acting and modeling, just stuff outside, anything outside, the investments. And I don't know if we got time. I actually kind of want to bring up, because we haven't really had a chance. I know this isn't your financial channel, but I kind of want to touch on it. You guys need to we just had Zed Monopoly on here, but you guys need to get into that stock game, man. Especially, I know some of you guys are into the crypto. If you get into crypto, you've been doing crypto, you should have zero issues with stocks. So I'm telling you, you need to go and download Robinhood. That's the quickest way you can just jump in, figure out like what kind of stocks you would be interested in doing. And like I said, I always try to keep things simple. Just look around your house, look at what you're wearing, look at what you're using, see what brands are, and just start using Google, man. Like, oh shit, I have an Alienware computer. What's their company? Oh, Alienware. Oh, let me Google. Oh, this is their stock quote. How much is this piece of stock? Okay, this is too expensive. What's the next thing I got? Oh, I got a Dell mouse. Oh, let me look. Let me Google. Oh, it's only this for one stock, and go in there and buy the shit. It's really simple. People get all wrapped up in like, I need to look at these charts. I need to look at the earning reports. And yes, eventually when you get more proficient with it, you can take it as far as you want to take it. But just to get started, man, like I said, dude, there is nothing stopping. And I'm talking about even the cats that, we got fucked with the system. We got child support, everything else. It's like, let me like take $10 each fucking paycheck and throw it into a goddamn stock. There's nothing stopping anybody from doing that. You use $10, not even thinking about it. Most of the time, bullshit. So, and I see Mr. Cod Boss, Alienware is owned by Dell. Yeah, it is actually. I kind of thought about it after I said it, but whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, we need to start looking at things that are going to create passive income that's going to constantly roll over itself. Not to say that stocks don't fluctuate up and down like anything else, but when your stuff is sitting in the bank and you're not doing anything with it, and let's just say like, oh man, I'm so broke, I have like $300 in the bank. This is all I have until I get fucking paid. What the fuck is it doing for you? Just sitting there outside of like, well, you know what? This is just an emergency because if this system collapses 1 week, I'm fucked. I have to pool this money, and then you don't have anything. And it's just kind of like, how are you supposed to make any moves or do anything then? And like I said, and that's kind of the start of getting out of this 9 to 5, because like most people, we're just dependent on that 9 to 5. Like I said, Solo knows the situation I'm kind of in now. But I got this backup stuff. It's like if that paycheck stops 1 fucking week, you're already getting killed with just the fees alone from stuff being late. Outside of like your normal bills and the normal amounts that you freaking pay. There's no emergency fund. There's no nothing. And that's why I think that they're so hell bent on keeping black folks bamboozled, particularly black men, with the whole 9 to 5 myth. Keep us working and busy and not knowing what's going on and living paycheck to paycheck and not being about ourselves. So, when the shit hits the fan, we're at a disadvantage. We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything to prepare. We ain't did anything to stock. We didn't do anything to save any money. We didn't do anything businesses. We didn't do nothing. So we're just at the will of anybody that's willing to like, okay, I'll get you out of the situation. But you got to do this. And we all know how that fucking worked out, right? Because look at the situation we're at now. And we all know how that worked out for our ancestors as well. And like I said, I just think it's this big wool pulled over our eyes, and you know, I just wish us as community. I'm like, dude, when are we gonna get fucking serious? Like when I see cats like O'Shea Duke Jackson, right? Like Minister Jap, you know, they've created their own brands. You know what I'm saying? From scratch. They're able to take that and work outside the system, and they're even inviting other Black males to create more Black content. You know what I'm saying? And cats, you know, they wanna scoff on it. Even with you, Solo, you know, they want to scoff on it. Oh, you can YouTube. That's not a job. You know what I'm saying? But it is. It might like. Why are we comparing ourselves to other races, other levels that have like all these advantages and shit over us? Because their opinion of success may be like trying to have some giant conglomerate like fucking Microsoft or something. But you don't need all that. It's like, yo, I just need enough money to pay all my bills each month and give me some spending money, and and then I can have all my time. That might be good enough for you. And we need to. That's another thing we need to get out of, like that habit, man. We need to just be focused on ourselves. Like I said, you need to learn to say fucking no. You need to learn to say no. You need to learn to take risk, and you need to learn to be selfish and do things that are best for you. And that's in all aspects of life, not just like trying to start a business, but with women, everything.
That's dope. That's
and
dope.
People are going to respect you more when you do that. Believe me. They might not respect you when they see you on the grind and you doing whatever, but like I said, you make them respect you when you start like succeeding in your goals and they start seeing that shit. And then they're pocket watching you.
Well, let's see the chat.
Yeah, I'm kind of running through it now on the side. And I know Scream talks about the stocks in PS5 and Xbox too. Honestly, I haven't checked those, but I've been checking the companies, the publishers, you know, Blizzard, Nintendo, that type of stuff. They're all on Robinhood, by the way. Capcom stock, you know, they just released, you know, Devil May Cry is about to come out. Resident Evil 2 remake just came out. Their stock is fucking up. So, like I said, man, this is stuff that like, you know, we're so entrenched with what all these companies and stuff that's pushed on us for entertainment, and we use all their products and stuff. But yeah, we want to have money to be able to get these things and to be entertained and have nice shit. But it's like, bro, if you really want to live the life and like be able to just buy what you want and not think about it, man, it ain't the 9 to 5. You really have to like start being dedicated and disciplined and anything outside of that, anything, no matter how small it is, man. And then prime example. So, I mean, Solo knows because me and him talk, but I just got off a TV movie. And I remember during my audition, you know, because they ask us about ourselves or whatever. They ask what you did before or whatever. And, you know, I mentioned that I have that background in video game design. And one of the producers was like, oh, really? Like, I really want to talk to you after we're done filming. I have like this idea. I want to do it, but I don't know where to begin or anything about this. And I really want to like pick your brain. And they actually stopped filming because I've already filmed all my parts. But they actually stopped filming in 2 days. So, you know, I just redid my website. It's like, that's what my company does. Like, you know, we do game consulting for projects just like that, for people that don't have any idea or any clue on how like game development or game design works. And like, we facilitate pretty much every step of the process for them. If you need to get talent put together and a team put together, if you need a pipeline or workflow, if you need to just get all your ideas together and get the documentation so you can have everything that you could present to an investor or a team, that's what I do. That's what I went to school for and paid all that shitload of money. And, you know, yeah, I've worked in the industry and yeah, I've got AAA credits and stuff, but it's like, I still face, discrimination and cats trying to hold me down and shit, and cats not really giving me the break. It's like they'll let me work for them. They know my work is solid and shit. They'll let me slave and do all this overtime and not have time off and be in crunch and all this other bullshit. But when it comes to those high profile like positions, when it comes to the managers that come in at like fucking 2 p.m. and is out at like 5, and they ain't there, oh, dude, they keep that shit away from me. Like that shit's in another stratosphere. Even though I'm like more than qualified. Even the job that I mentioned to you, they're trying to get me back in the corporate sector where I'm going to be making a shitload of money. It's still like I should be making 3 times that. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, you know what? These guys don't want to give me my break. I'm going to make my own break.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to be like, you know what? Like I said, I always say it, and it's a shout out to my boy Carl, but it's like, if you weren't fucking with me then, you see me in a Lambo, I don't fucking know you. So don't act like you fucking know me then. Like real talk. And people think I'm kidding about that shit. Oh yeah, blah, blah. That's what solo means about people low-key hating on you. They're just in your presence to like pocket watch you. You know what I mean? Because they want to be the people there. If like something doesn't work out, to be like, see, what did I say? What you're doing is stupid. That shit didn't work. But those people, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't even have the courage to try. But they got all this lip service for you on how you should be doing shit.
That's facts. It's facts.
So yeah, man, like I said, man, I'm like my whole thought process, especially this year, bro. Like, and the funny part is, because I got so much stuff hitting me at once because of all these seeds that I like planted it from last year, but when I think about the stuff, especially these past couple of weeks that I was able to accomplish, all that other stuff, man, like when I look back and I'm like, dude, this shit doesn't mean anything. These guys are still on bullshit, even though I'm doing what they want me to do. And if I would have just stayed what they wanted me to do, I wouldn't even have been able to accomplish the shit that I'm able to accomplish now. So why the fuck am I putting so much effort for what they want when I know what's best for me and I know what I need to better myself in this shit? It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, you could be with with any employer, you know what I mean, and working your ass off and always being on time and like doing a great job, and they don't have to micromanage you. They don't even have to worry about you. But if they're not going to give you your break, you know what I mean? And if they're not going to give you like the promotion that you feel like you deserve, and you probably justly do deserve because you have all the credentials or time or both, why are you still going to like jump through hoops and shit to make sure that, oh my God, I got to be there on time. I got to do this. I got to do that. For what? What are you working to?
Interesting.
Yeah, man. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why when you talk to other people, I feel like they want to do that because they need to be told what to do, when to do it. Zed Monopoly says it, man. He says they want the best of the sheep. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with being a sheep, because some people know that. I was in the military. Some people need that. You need to tell them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, so they don't have to think anything outside of that. They can go about their business. But I know, me personally, I'm not one of those people.
It's dope. It's dope. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. We got Maurice in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Maurice, I don't really have much else to say, bro. I got to go shovel some snow.
Dude, that might be me in a month, bro. Like, trust me, I just had a conversation and where I'm going and talking about it was like, 20 below the night before. And I'm like, dude, it's like sunny in Florida right now and it's fucking winter. What is going on?
Hey, man. One thing that I do appreciate about this weather, it keeps you on your toes, man. Trust. Anything else you wanted to touch on, man, that we hadn't touched on yet or anything like that, bro?
No, man, just to kind of summarize, man, like I said, you want to stay motivated, you need to stay away from negativity. You need to be about your purpose. You need to find like-minded damn people. You need to like start getting hustles outside this 9 to 5. You need to be selfish. You need to keep your personal goals and aspirations. You keep that shit to yourself. And you just need, like I said, man, you just need to be about your purpose, man. And you need to research. Like Solo's right. This shit, it ain't easy, bro. You're gonna be damn working your main shit and trying to juggle all this other stuff
Yep.
on
Facts.
top of it, right? It's not
Facts.
like you're just gonna be able to quit overnight and be like, yo, I'm gonna do this shit full time. Well, motherfucker, how you gonna eat? Let's be serious now. It's not like we're just talking shit. We're not saying go quit your job and do no. Let's be smart, right? Because you know, some of y'all cats, y'all might be like, well, shit, I'm quitting tomorrow. All right. Well, I'm like, can you? Hey, I'm not saying you can't quit. I'm just saying, are you gonna be good? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like it's gonna be a rough road. You're gonna get a lot of flack, man. A lot of people just gonna be try to be all in your ear, and that's one of the reasons why I'm saying just keep that shit to yourself and be humble too, man. That's another thing, man. I know we talk about this a lot and what I do, but like I say, I'm real humble when it comes to that stuff. Even if I know that I'm doing stuff, because like I say, you will have a lot of low key haters, man. You don't want somebody, and I mean, you can't really worry about other people, but you don't want somebody just trying to do some foul shit or just trying to undermine you or something because they just have the perception that you come off as like uppity and they feel like because you're not in that stratosphere yet where you're untouchable, right? You're still on that level where they are. It's just personally in your goals, you're somewhere else. Like you're basically trying to fly out of that whole crabs in the barrel, right? You're trying to be that crab. But while they still can touch you, man, they can do hate and put hate and discontent your way. So always be humble, man. Even like, you know, like I say, keep that shit to you close to the chest. Keep that shit to yourself. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Now, after I get the Lambo, I don't really care then. Because you know, I'm gonna be about my business, and it's for everybody else's job to like catch up where I'm at. It is what it is. You know, I'm sure since Carl got his Lambo, he's not fucking probably with the same group of people that he was before when he was on the grind. I mean, real talk. Especially if you're gonna put that shit on YouTube. So, you know, like I said too, it's not your job to try to bring everybody with you on your journey. It's like, hey man, fucking, you know, people got to put in their own work and their own time, man. You know, if they're willing to do that, and you know, let's just say crypto hits, and me and Solo are on the yacht party, right?
Yes, sir.
What you were supposed to do, and you're able to get that invite, you know what I'm saying? Then you're more to come. But if you didn't and you see us, man, I don't really know what to tell you, man. I'm just gonna wave at you from the dock. So I mean, it is what it is.
He said wave at you from the dock. Oh, it's funny.
Just saying, man. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but man, I'm not throwing you a life preserve. I'm not. You know, that's reserved for, you know, people, and everybody have people in their life that they feel like, hey man, you know, genuinely this person needs a break. And then hopefully you would give that break to that person, and that person will give that break with somebody else. That's the way I kind of look at it. But I'm not gonna be like MC Hammer buying Rolex for people and shit and all this other shit. Like, nah, man, y'all can keep that.
Right.
I've already got a little bit of it now, just because people see the clout online, and then they be like, yo, like, what's up? Hey, I need money for this, blah, blah, blah. I'm an automatic block. Just, I can't do it, bro. So, be selfish.
That's what's up. You know, I mean, I appreciate Maurice jumping on, you know what I'm saying? Because we need to hear that motivation. You know, I see a lot of YouTube videos, and Maurice, you touched on it a little bit, where it's just like guys just, you know, talking, but they're not offering any solutions that are applicable to you guys as the individual. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I think that, you know, listen, I'm not here to knock nobody, but that's why I'm worried about myself, my own progression. And it is shown. It has shown in regards to my channel, in regards to the audience, that there's growth happening. And, you know, I'm just trying to be the best content creator I can be. And I appreciate everybody. I'm very humbled by you guys watching me. Very humbled. Simply for the fact that, you know, Yeah. I mean, I'm not PewDiePie, so shout out to PewDiePie, by the way. So I'm very thankful, and shout out to the Black Iron Man, aka the Dark Kryptonian, Maurice. Yo, man, it looks like you're about to let that chest thing go and fire off a laser beam or something like that. You know what I mean?
Probably the night with Lady of the Night.
Right.
But, oh yeah, let me tell you this too. Hey, for the people that's sending me IG requests, I'm not gonna approve your request unless I see you follow Solo, because I don't know who some of you cats are. So if somebody sends me a request and I just see like 0 posts, I'm most likely probably not going to approve that. So I need to see that you guys follow Solo TV84, because I know that he done vetted you guys, and it's cool to add you guys to my IG. I just had to mention that because I got a lot of requests that are just sitting there in the damn inbox that is probably never going to get approved.
It's not that serious, man. For me, man, it's just IG, man. Shout out to everybody. The real action is in Snapchat. Everybody knows that.
Yes, sir.
And Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I gotta upload this Patreon video. It's gonna be highly controversial, but that's why Patreon is there for. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate Jeff, my moderators, Scream. You know what I'm saying? Trojan Magician. Appreciate Maurice coming on, man. And yeah, man, we out. You know what I'm saying? We out. Oh, by the way, also check out Minister Jap. I'll be on his show today. I'll be sipping on Patron. All right. Peace.
Peace.